Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the series of tutorials and voiceover on communism. I beg my apologies for not being on the topic straight away, but if I analyze the series of tutorials and voiceover so far, I found them to be full of the content that is not on topic. In fact, we have gone into various discussions, and one way or the other, we have not really constrained ourselves on the topic. Well, I told you a bit about the same yesterday, and I'm going to explain it right now here as well. Well, the very topic of communism is out of concern right now. It has become more or less an obsolete idea, and it has become irrelevant. It has become unconcerned. If it carries a weightage, it carries a very little weightage. Well, there are some of the communist economies right now in the world as well, but the major communist bloc had collapsed before the end of last century, and we really didn't see any of the proliferation of the same in the coming years. And when we talk about the nature of communism, or nature of capitalism, or nature of imperialism, or nature of the exploitation in the name of different economies of the world, in fact, we deal with a very dry subject of interest. We deal with very boring nature of the subject. Communism is no exception. Yes, it becomes very boring as we go along with the nature, with the definition, with the real understanding. So what am I trying to do? I'm trying to make it interesting for the audience, for the viewers, so that they could find something else of it as well. And tell you what, it is not just a series of tutorials, it is in fact a series of voiceover. So voiceover needs to have its own content, or we can simply take it as a voiceover as well. Well, communism, in fact, erupted on the theory of cause and effect. If there is a cause, there is an effect. So, communism, in fact, was against the cause of capitalism and emerged as an effect. And one needs to learn the history of Europe. One needs to learn the history of emerging economies in Europe. One needs to learn the history of the revolution of industries in Europe. And then there was the flow of capital, and with that flow of capital, of course, there were riches coming to Europe, and there were riches being created in Europe. So what should be the distribution of the same? This is where the existing system of economies could not provide a just solution, and then communism came from nowhere to do the justice.